Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Give me lots of popcorn and some time that I can spend to watch some monster movies with my friends.
My name is Freddy, and I've got a refrigerator freezer bag full of chicken skins for my dogs.
Oh. Can I have it instead?
You can have some. Andy can have some too.
No,
Kelley, can you eat that?
I eat them as snacks.
Sure. I love chicken skins.
Yeah, fry them up.
Yeah, you can have some. I mean, I would eat them in the next couple of days. I cooked the chicken itself like 4 or 5 days ago. Do you do the skin, Lewis?
Yeah.
Do you do you do the skin by itself?
Well, I eat with my dogs. My dog. I eat. So if I eat, he eats. And like we got chicken from the store, and I give him whatever he wants. So he's taken care of.
That's a happy dog.
What a good dad.
I know.
Yeah.
Dogs and cats both love chicken skin. It's the cutest thing ever.
I don't want to take chicken skin out their mouths.
I gave them a huge, I gave them both like a Hannibal Lecter size piece of chicken skin earlier.
Am I stealing from dogs?
Yeah.
I don't mind stealing bread from a yellow Labrador.
I've fallen far, man.
Don't steal their scraps. Those are their scraps.
Temple of the Dog, ironically enough.
Scraps.
Scraps.
Oh, that's a cute dog name,
Scraps.
too. Hi, Scraps.
We have 3 dogs in the room with us. There's Elsa.
Live.
Elsa, introduce yourself. Okay. And there's Guapo. You can hear some of their noses whistling.
Guapo is wheezing slightly.
And then Millie's over in the corner. And then there are 5 human beings here.
Yeah.
Wait a second. That dog's Guapo.
Guapo.
That's Andy's dog.
For a second, I was like Guapo.
That doesn't make any sense.
I didn't realize that it was Guapo.
Guapo.
He's Guapo. He's only Guapo each
It's-
September.
It's Whoppo. It's a handsome Whopper.
Yeah.
Oh, I need a Whopper right now.
That's really delicious.
You mean like a hamburger Whopper or like the candy?
So
there's
both.
there's 2 food names, Whoppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't that messes you up? Well, you know when you got a sweet food named the same thing as a savory food, it makes you wonder how many mishaps came out of that. Hilarious.
How many?
You know, I would like to get the Whopper with Whoppers and try it.
Ooh, the Whopper at Burger King.
Double Whopper.
Yeah. 2 all beef patties, a layer of Whoppers.
Has Cindy Lauper ever done ads for Burger King?
Cindy Whopper.
She did
A
the
Whopper
Whopper.
Double Whopper pitched by Cindy Lauper.
Girls just want to eat buns.
That would be proper.
That would be great.
I want to throw some cheese on Cindy Lauper now. Said Lauper would
Be a great day to be a Burger King mystery shopper.
Yeah.
Cindy Lauper, Burger King shopper.
Were you gonna introduce us earlier?
I did through the chicken skin talk.
Okay.
Isn't that? Don't you feel?
didn't say our
if this
names,
is your
though, did
first
you?
time, no, I
It doesn't
did.
matter.
Yeah,
If this is your first time listening, there are
Read
5
the-
human beings, 3 dogs. There's 8
The
mammals.
names were peppered throughout.
Yeah, you should know I love chicken skin by now.
We usually talk about horror films.
They're
I like to do the chicken skin podcast.
chicken soup podcast. It's good. It's delicious. It's probably not great for you.
I don't know.
I would challenge
changing.
that they do. I would challenge that we talk usually about horror movies.
Right.
I think sometimes we talk about horror movies.
Sometimes we talk about horror movies.
Incidentally.
We talk
to
about
our lives.
food a little more often than horror movies. And then
Dogs.
Dogs, daughters.
Dogs and dogs.
Disney.
Local
it's
news.
the 3Ds.
The local news from Cincinnati. And we talk about
Our
Whoppers.
personal music projects.
Whoppers are Maltesers if you're in the UK. Maltesers or Malteses?
So to bring it back to horror movies, the four of us, Lewis, I don't know if you went on your own, but we went and saw the Jaws re-release. They just did over the weekend.
No.
We saw Jaws and
Sorry, I had a
What'd you say?
sorry, I had a stroke.
I thought you said.
Well,
I thought you said you're washing
we
your
can
hair.
forgive you this time.
Okay, like you can use it as an excuse this very one
get it
time.
once.
That you had a stroke.
Next time they re-release Jaws,
We'll tell them to do it again.
you gotta go either way.
We opted for IMAX over 3D. I thought it was wonderful.
It
They're
was
great.
the best way it's the best looking Jaws I've ever seen.
It still scares me.
You know, the funniest thing is the conversation that we had at Kelley's when we decided to go do this, and like I could not, and I still can't totally wrap my head around the difference between Real D and IMAX, other than the glasses.
IMAX is a great big screen. Real D is 3D.
So, but isn't Real D also a big screen, but it's not isn't the IMAX screen kind of curved?
I think you're thinking of
I don't know that Somnimax, I think, and I don't know, but Real D is its own thing.
Kelley
and it's
explained
a,
it. This is like,
you already had.
this
It's
is like the
3D.
third time he's
They're
explained it
just
to me.
different things.
It's
IMAX
The 3
is
stands for the number of
2D.
times that Kelley has to explain it to me.
Good God.
after the third time, I get a free soda.
You know, I used to really understand this stuff. I used to really care. And now I think I am so firmly middle-aged because I'm like, I don't care as long as it's big and I can see
Yeah.
and hear everything.
Well, there you go. Either way you go.
And it's so crisp. They
I
did a
saw
great job with it.
the shooting stars or whatever that
It's
was.
crisp.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
red streaks in the sky. I'd never seen that before.
I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
noticed that before either. Plus, there's a guy who looks like Jeffrey Dahmer in the town hall scene. Never noticed.
A lot of people look like Jeffrey Dahmer
Yeah, and
in the
Jaws.
background.
Yeah, put those glasses on anybody and they'll look like Jeffrey Dahmer.
It's true. You know what? Do you ever find, if you're a Jaws aficionado and you've seen several prints of it, that there are times when they blow the exposure out on that underwater scene from the beginning where you can see
Oh yeah.
a lot more of the nude woman in the water. And I had this thought
Curves.
where I'm like, when you go in to remaster Jaws, and one of the earliest shots is like basically a camera closing in on somebody's genitalia. Like, when does the artistic decision to turn down the exposure?
I really recently watched Can't Stop the Music with those people,
Yeah.
and they it's cropped, you know, and the new release, it's their boobs are all kind of out, you know, from where the water is, so you PG nudity.
So they kind of tried to clean, like they tried to quote unquote clean it up, like in a way.
I think I
love
think
that
it's
it's there.
happened.
I think it's awesome.
They cleaned her genitalia up so you can.
Oh well, in Jaws,
Yeah.
I've seen cuts of Jaws where the exposure is turned way up, and like it's It's like kind of a shocking moment.
Well, this
in
is the
those.
first time I actually noticed her genitalia. It was so clear that.
Well, it was also like 2 stories tall.
I didn't see anything. Did you, Kelley?
Oh yeah, I've seen it before. Actually, it's even clearer on like I think the 40th anniversary remaster.
Because of
Like,
pervert remaster.
I think it was even clearer than this cut. This cut was beautiful because it was IMAX, but this wasn't even the clearest cut I've seen.
Right.
And the 40th anniversary one was like, it wasn't that weird motion-y, like where it looked like they were going to step out and pull me into the water, but it was just that beautiful like remaster.
Do you think
and everything was like real clear and you could really see?
If the 3D is really, really good, Hooper will reach through and pull your dinner plate into the movie?
I hope so.
Eat your dinner? This is my favorite scene.
It's James Cameron is working on it.
Yeah.
Your favorite scene in the whole movie is when he helps himself to that roast.
Every time that
Excuse me, is anyone
Spielberg-
eating this?
Yeah, and Dreyfuss collaborate. My favorite scenes involve them at a dining room table. The mashed potatoes and Close Encounters.
So he's
The,
your favorite
plate.
food. He's your favorite food actor.
Yeah, I'm
Very
kidding. Of
specific
course,
niche.
my favorite scene.
And
in Jaws is
it's
not
kind of
that.
weird. It's kind of weird. It's also in Gryffindor's tribe.
I've never seen that.
You know,
It seems problematic, doesn't it?
it does. Wasn't it almost like the Mosquito Coast, but as a comedy?
I don't know.
You guys have seen that Harrison Ford movie?
No.
It's like
I have
Robinson
never. I want to
Crusoe
see it. I've
or-
never seen it, but
or
I've always
Swiss-
wanted to.
Yeah, it's like if the Swiss Family Robinson, if the dad went crazy.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, it's good.
Do they race around on ostriches?
No, it's not as good as all that.
Oh, okay.
No Calliopes. No will they won't
No
they between
Christmas trees.
siblings.
They don't sing the Christmas tree song from Germany, whatever that was. O Tannenbaum.
Tannenbaum.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the Mosquito Coast.
He
You should
loves.
watch it. I think Kelley especially would really enjoy it as a father.
I probably would. I've always meant to check it out. It'll happen.
It's very dark.
As-
I've always been turned off by the title.
Yeah, because I hate
Because you
mosquitoes
don't like
too.
mosquitoes.
Andy's covered.
I love coasts,
just
but mosquitoes, no.
I'm going to tell you that this late summer season, you guys, it's all about two things in Cincinnati. Mosquitoes
mosquitoes.
is number one by a mile.
I can't go outside at night.
They're
at
fucking
all.
terrible. Number two,
Delicious chili.
people being hit and run and killed in this fucking city
Oh, did
right
something
now.
else happen?
We've had like 5 or 6 of those in the last month.
What happened
Hell,
now?
people. I'm just
Hit and run.
local news talk, you guys.
Is
Hit
it
and runs.
Is it a TikTok trend? Is that what they're
I'm
doing?
thinking it has to be.
I think this town's just not very walkable.
I think everybody's feral right now.
We don't have enough sidewalks.
That too.
It's getting better.
Well, yeah, pedestrians. That's what I'm talking about. Like just hitting and killing bikers, like
Oh, jeez.
bicyclists, cyclists.
Yeah.
Say biker, you think like Hell's Angel.
Now, what if they were all those like old timey bikes with a giant wheel?
Then that's fine.
Perfect bike for me.
Would it be-
Is at Montgomery Cycle Race.
Again, local things. That's
Yeah.
what we talk about.
So local. This is a local podcast for local people. No, but do you as the police, the homicide division, if it were 3 people on those old timey bicycles with the giant
Right.
wheel in the front and the little wheel in the back, they would have to call in like the FBI because it would maybe be a serial killer.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. In that case,
Like that's like the criteria. If it's okay if like 3 bicyclists are killed in a hit and run, and they're like, is there connection other than cars? No. But if the bike's any kind of novelty bike,
you're being
you
ridiculous.
have to move in.
So-
You have to bring them in.
So how does a serial killer? He just drives around the city until
Yeah.
he
It's looking for
finds
people on
novelty
dumb bikes. Yeah, if you're on an antique bicycle, it's the old timey bikey smash
Right.
crusher.
I feel like he can waste a lot
If
of
you have
gas.
what if you have like a great big like goofy like bike from the 50s like a kid would have with like a big bell and a basket and
like Silver
like
from it.
Silver.
Or what about Pee Wee's
yeah, but like
bike?
silly, like
Pee-wee.
it's like it's a hipster decision you've made.
Oh,
You know
like
what I
those,
mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like with those banana seats and those big handlebars that go to the side.
Yeah, would the serial killer kill them?
Yeah. But you know what's funny
Yeah, okay.
is the only way to kill him is with a pogo stick.
Oh,
Supernatural.
You got to stab it through his heart. You got to bounce it.
Gotta pogo
You think
onto
it's
it.
your standard bicycle serial killer police procedural type of story, and then you have to pogo stick through their heart to kill them, and they're like, "Oh man, that twist!" You ever watch that movie about the bicyclist serial killer? And then like 30 minutes in, it's like a fucking ghost movie.
Lewis, how is the hit and run situation in your town?
Yeah, how's it going on that?
It's fine.
I feel like it's a Cincinnati thing, guys.
Yep.
It's Tri-State Connection.
Tri-State Connection. That's what the local news always says when they want to horn in on big national or regional stories.
Yeah, they
We
get
connect
excited
ourselves.
about it.
Like the dog walker for Lady Gaga that got shot
Yeah.
from Cincinnati, according to all the news headlines.
Or like someone sat next to Woody Harrelson on a plane and then
Yeah.
he's making a movie right now.
The Man Who Met Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
That's right. A man who met Andy Griffith.
So yeah.
Speaking of celebrities, Whorehound weekend next weekend.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
As it is, we're supposed to, and these things are always totally up in the air. But a couple of guys from Broken Lizard and Amy and me and Andy will be there for moral support somewhere.
We're going to do a panel. I don't know what it all means. If we were going to do it. I've never done that. What does it all mean?
We've committed to doing it, but we'll see what happens.
They're going to be on stage with Broken Lizard guys.
A couple of the guys who played, oh shit. What are their names? Hoyt and Dingle? No.
What were you going to say, Kelley?
I was just going to say that I'm out because of my foot.
Yeah. Your footy foot. So we've begun the rewatch, or in my case, the first
I'm out because of my stroke.
And Lewis is out because of a stroke. So
you guys
really, it's up to you guys.
Between us.
Well, question, Lewis. At what point can you stop using the stroke as an excuse for
Never.
things?
He's had 2 now.
Yeah. Once you have 2, you're allowed to use it all the time.
It's 3.
Shit, 3.
Is it 3?
Third time's a charm.
I didn't mean to.
Was that other time? Was that stroke?
That's the third. The third. It's not. It's. I'm basically on broken time.
We all are though,
for free. I gotta be way out of the my odds.
Yeah, you've eaten them too many times.
Yeah.
My dad did that stuff, Lewis. Like, you'd be surprised, like, what you can bounce back from if you
telling him
take care
about
of
your father that has passed away.
But no, like the point is, my dad, after he lived like 20 some odd years after the last incident, that he had. So
Well, anyway.
Not to. We're all worried about.
Wow, guys.
I don't want to talk about it anymore because I love Lewis. So I'd like to deny.
Don't get sick again.
Lewis, at 10 strokes, do you get a free yogurt? Do you have like a...
You get a punch card.
You better hope so.
I usually come before 10 strokes.
Okay. So. I made that joke last week already about strokes.
Well, you got to always make it about sex.
Yeah,
so it's Paul Soder. These are the guys from Broken Lizard.
I love low-hanging fruit.
Paul Soder and Eric Stelhansky, who played Rabbit and Foster in Super Troopers, is probably what they're best known for.
Yeah.
But Mick Garris had a
fucking Mick Garris, and they were like, "Well, who's
Well, he didn't want to get Whorehound pregnant.
So it's us. It's Mick Garris and then us.
I don't have the power that Mick Garris has because I don't have that hair.
I do though. I could just
Andy.
You have the same length hair as Mick Garris.
Gray
right
enough.
Yeah, I could just dye my hair gray. Like, hey, I'm Mick Garris.
I like to think of Mick Garris's hair as platinum blonde.
Yeah. Listener, Google. If you don't, you're like, wait, what does Mick Garris look like? Just like Google it and then know that we've seen it in person and it's like 10 times better.
He's a beautiful man.
Yeah,
he is a beautiful person. He's a real sweetheart. And I'm sad he's not coming.
And tiny.
Just imagine Mick Garris, and that's about what he looks like.
Yeah. He's just do
that.
He's like,
don't imagine him if you're allergic to Mick Garris.
Super generous with his time. So if he comes to another show, you should come and talk to him.
Usually we warm up on recording nights with Origins for our patrons as we do that, and then we.
I can't wait for that show.
And then last week, Andy forgot. So then we had to postpone it. It was a whole to-do. Can you believe what happened?
I know, right? I'm sorry that I've planted that seed of forgetting to do Origins.
And then I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll do that. I'll forget to do it. Re-listen. So that will come later when I have had some time.
All right.
It will come later after
just do it. Have it fill in the blank like Matt lives.
At this point, we probably could. I feel like we could do that. Here are all the things we need to apologize for, and it's just a running list.
I need a slur and an adverb. Oh, Mad Libs. I love a good Mad Lib.
Wetly.
Wetly. Fart.
It's always moist or fart.
Boner.
Boobily.
Boobily. I do it boobily.
He boobily fell down the stairs and his boner broke off.
Now an occupation.
Don't forget farter.
Farted till my eyes were red. So anyway, Mad Libs. We do those at the meetup sometimes. If you ever come to an NOTLP meetup on Zoom.
Are they sophisticated or like lowbrow?
Oh, we always go for real $10 words.
People start sophisticated or at least not crass, and then I'm like, no. And the minute I can, I'll be like fart.
Yeah.
Or like jizz. Like, as you know, because
variations
that's the point
of those. Yeah.
of Mad Libs is to be disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Why else would you do
right? Anything else before we? Anything else?
Well, you talked about Origins, meetup, all that stuff.
I mean, I feel
Warhound.
like I did all I was supposed to do here.
I think you
This
did.
banter portion.
You did a great job.
You did your job. You did it well.
All right, then we'll move on.
All right.
What?
I don't know.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
Hey, Brenda, it's Wes calling you again. I just needed to hear your voice.
I love you very much.
You know, some things may seem broken. Usually just means you stop trying.
Everything all right over there, my friend?
I'm not much of a bathroom talker.
You're not in the least bit curious as to what I have to say.
I'm just not into conversations with random dudes hiding out in bathroom stalls.
No one is coming to help you, friend.
So you're a god living in a rest stop bathroom in a stall that's glory hole adjacent.
I am he. I am that God. The universe has a favor to ask. You need to satisfy my physical form. There's only one part of you that can do that.
I'm not doing it. I don't care how many people it saves. Total annihilation of all life in the universe.
Your feelings tear you up inside, pure and raw. That's what I need from you.
What did you do, Wes?
Makes me wish I'd driven the extra 40 miles to the next rest stop.
That wouldn't have helped.
Why? Is there a troll living in that one?
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
I wasn't supposed to watch this movie, right?
You sure weren't, because I was.
Oh, thank God.
No, Cal, you were supposed to do Origins.
Yeah, Kelley, duh. Can't believe you let us down. It's called Glorious, this movie. It is
Is
on
it because
Shudder.
about the glory hole? Is that why it's called
I would
Glorious?
imagine,
Okay.
yes. Also, you heard, J.K. Simmons describe himself as a god. I imagine you put those two together, you got a title.
Yeah.
You mash them together. Yeah, Glorious. It's on Shudder if you want to watch it. I do recommend this movie. I think it's pretty good. There's some nitpicks I have, but I won't talk about them because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody here.
First time screenwriter and second time director Rebecca McKendry, who I think second feature.
Who's the screenwriter?
He's from Scarlet Lang Brewing, who does the Horror Hound beers.
I know. I was getting you to say that. Otherwise, your sentence was nonsensical and confusing.
Yeah. There were two writers credited on this. Joshua Hall is the one who
works for Scarlet Lane.
Scarlet Lane, who I'm sure will be at Horror Hound. He's always at Horror Hound. And then David McKendry, who's Rebecca McKendry's husband, also has a credit, and Todd Rigney. So there's 3 credits on there. But yeah, I caught some of it with Amy. I thought it was really good.
It was really cool. It's a good movie. Go watch it. I recommend it. The basic, yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were going to stop. I was thinking, can you tell us?
You guys want to talk about Beatriz at dinner? No. So the basic plot. This dude, Ryan Quanten, who is on True Blood. That's all I know. He is clearly just broken up with his girlfriend. He has all of his belongings in his car. He's fallen asleep on the road. Decides to pull over to a rest stop. And while he's there, he has a bit of a kind of a just a God damn it, this is my life crazy moment. Gets drunk at the rest stop and like
who hasn't
burned all of his stuff that he had with his girlfriend, and you know, just having, and then he wakes up like in the morning on the floor of the bathroom and
boner.
With a boner. And he's like, cool, there's a glory hole in this stall next to me. No, he goes in, you know, he's in the bathroom and then he starts hearing the voice of J.K. Simmons. First, he just thinks it's another dude in there with him, but then supernatural things start happening. There is a glory hole in the wall of the stall, but a really cool painting over it. It was like, I don't know what it was supposed to be of, but it was really cool. Just remembering that. You know what's funny? Well. So J.K. Simmons is the voice of this, and you're like, oh, I love J.K. Simmons. What's funny is I wasn't super impressed with the voiceover. I'm sorry. Yeah. I love him.
Well, it sounded like there was a lot of effects put on it. So
yeah, there was like something weird with the voice.
So it could have been anybody, really, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Not that, but I just felt it felt weird. Like the voice didn't fit with the man speaking in the same room. And I was thinking about how last night Freddie and I watched A Talking Cat.
Right, A Talking Cat.
I saw the Riff Tracks version.
That's what we watched. Did you watch the Riff Track? Did you recognize the house from all the David DeCoteau 1313 movies?
Hello.
Yeah, it's hello.
It's him under a pseudonym, right?
Yeah, Mary Crawford.
Yeah.
So we were watching that, and Eric Roberts is the voice of the talking cat. And the voiceover, like there's two stories in the trivia in IMDb. Either you go with Eric Roberts, who said he recorded it in some guy's bathroom.
That's what it sounded like too.
Yeah.
Or you go with David DeCoteau, who said he did it in 15 minutes in his living room. Either way.
You can tell either way.
It's terrible.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and you can tell he's reading it for the first time and he's drunk.
Yeah. They're slurring.
But
I'm curious about those cheese puffs from the movie.
Oh, me too. You know, I meant to look up a cheese puff recipe because of how many times they said the word fuck, the cheese puffs over and over again.
This is a whole different review, but cheese puffs.
Has everyone seen this movie?
Yeah. No.
Have you seen it, Lewis? Oh my God.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Did you see it with the Riff Tracks commentary?
No, not that.
Oh dear God, you went in raw.
He's raw dogging that talking cat.
He raw dogged that.
I'll tell you, I haven't laughed so hard in a long time. I mean, really, Amy, you pissed your pants. Am I allowed to say that? Did I already say
that's
it?
Fine.
Amy laughed so hard she pissed her pants.
I was like, did I? I didn't piss it a lot. It wasn't a toilet amount.
It wasn't a toilet amount.
We like to, because we got that from Last Man on Earth.
Yeah.
You know, when you're laughing really hard, you didn't control it for a second because you had a full bladder. Shut up, it happens.
I mean, I almost pissed my pants laughing too.
It's funny because like
I bet.
Go ahead, Lynn. I thought you froze. We were all waiting for each other.
I was just glad to see everybody pisses their pants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody poops too, but not everybody poops their pants.
Thank God.
You can pick your friends.
Yeah.
You can poop your pants.
For Andy.
Oh, I was gonna say like
for Dandy.
You can tell it was a David DeCoteau movie because of the house, and also there was a gratuitous pool.
Yeah,
with the teenage boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and it lingered. Oh boy, did it linger.
So anyway, it was so funny for me to kind of have this moment of comparing the two voiceovers because clearly they didn't give a fuck on A Talking Cat, but Glorious, I would have. I don't know. For me, it just was weirdly tinny. I don't know. Like,
maybe it was deliberate. It sounded like it was supposed to sound hollow.
I guess.
It's like a supernatural.
Yeah, make it sound about him. You know what I kind of thought too is J.K. Simmons being a much more expensive name that they had some limited time with him.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So I'm sure that the performance, you have a relatively inexperienced director, but and you have, considering everything that went into this, like the talent pool that was in this, I think it turned out pretty great for that.
Yeah.
The J.K. Simmons stuff, I agree with you that it felt like he is capable of so much better in other things, but I also think that he has way more time to work on other things.
Yeah, I'm sure
Would
that's
be my
true.
guess. I'm just I have no idea. But
You're just guessing.
But listening to, I heard that too. I was just saying that.
Rest stops, you guys. Highway rest stops. I don't know if they have these in other parts of the world because I've never driven in other parts of the world, but like
there are rest stops everywhere. There are
having
cars.
Rest stops, along the highways. This is clearly a very there's something that sparks the imagination about these lonely rest stops.
Or sketchy.
Yeah, they're out in the middle of a big stretch of highway with kind of nothing. That's that. Well, and that's I think what was happening in this movie. It's very. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You were talking.
I was just rambling.
I was saying, and there's no one there really to guard. There's no authority there to protect people. There might be a janitor, but they also might want to kill you, so you don't know. And there's just there's a sense of just you're on your own.
Yeah,
but I remember
with other strangers who are traveling the highways in the middle of the night, like yourself.
Stephen King has written a couple of really great rest stop story. Not not the whole story, but he's used rest stops.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure that's true.
He's just like us.
He's the same.
Awesome.
That's how we're the same.
Lonely rest stops.
I remember being a kid and we were living in
a brisk cop.
Well, good for you, Amy. You pulled up yourself under your bootstraps and got out of that rest stop.
I got out of the rest stop. No, my mom and I would do a lot of
rest stops.
Rest stops. We were your regular run of the mill rest stop family. That's where we lived. No, we would do a lot of road tripping, and we would. I mean, my mom. It was just my mom and I couldn't drive because I was a child. So she would have to pull over to rest stops and to rest. So she would just lock the doors and take a nap. And I'm just a kid, and I'm I guess I'll try to sleep with you.
We should invent a rest go so you can keep moving.
Yes, with a little maze to get the kids tired out.
So it's like a drive-by peeing. You just
it's like the autopilot from Airplane 2. It inflates and then it looks like it's driving the car so that you can take a nap and piss in this like that thing they give you in the hospital peeing. And then you just chuck it out the window.
I thought my idea was just stick your penis out the window and just pee.
Mine's a little more elaborate. You have to have a merchandising element.
What if you don't have a penis?
What are you going to sell?
Yeah, what if you don't have a penis?
Then you have
you know, it isn't as easy for us
leather
to just whip
seats.
it out.
Yeah, you just put a hole in your seat and it goes straight. It's
like Flintstone style.
Exactly.
Do you think Fred and Barney shot out of that thing?
It ran over their.
Oh my God! And then they had to go through all the people in front of them. They had to run through the other people's shit. Man, it was hard back then.
I would rather use the restroom at a rest stop than most gas stations along the highway.
Yeah, the ones in Ohio or in Indiana are very well maintained.
We have nice
for the most
They're
part.
pretty well maintained, yeah.
We always talk about the one in Berea, which is in an art colony.
It's not even a rest stop.
It got a nice cafeteria
It's a fucking
too.
art gallery.
It's an art gallery with the place to take a shit.
We ate
and a
there one time.
lovely bathroom.
Yeah, we ate there.
I thoroughly love the dirty rest stops. The the candy machine is all torn up.
Yeah.
And everything, the phone's gone.
There's like a Reggie bar in it.
Yeah. So I that's why I remember the road stops is never good.
Yeah. They do a good thing with the vending machine in this
when
too.
you don't have to be there very long, or you don't have to use the bathroom. As a woman who I feel like we have to get closer to the toilet than you guys have to if we're just peeing.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to earn its trust. Bring it inside. Make it think it's part of things.
You're right, Andy. I do feel like Ohio and Indiana do a good job.
Yeah.
That being said, I love a dirty, gross truck stop because there's always fun stuff to look at and browse and maybe buy if you're feeling funky.
Like a tape with the Phantom 309 on it on side A, and then on the B side is a book of the Bible being read to you. I love that shit.
Such a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glorious.
So the plot seems pretty thin, though. I mean, did it feel stretched out?
No, it didn't. Actually, the pacing was wonderful. And you hear in the trailer, so I'm not really spoiling anything. You know, the god in the stall has a proposition for him. He's like, the universe needs you to do this thing for me.
Because God dick?
Well,
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
It's very tightly constructed. Like the runtime is under 90 minutes.
It's in the trailer, like he said.
Yeah, but there's more to it.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
It's very satisfying, I think. If you're like a fan of the Twilight Zone, it kind of has that vibe, I think.
Yeah. What about a fan of hand jobs?
Yeah, you probably get one in this place. You know, they do the art direction. Speaking of the vending, they use like an old vending machine with the pull rods.
Oh yeah, like when you get cigarettes.
I thought it was a nice touch.
cigarettes.
You guys had one in your restaurant,
Yeah.
right, Andy? I bought cigarettes out of that when I was a kid.
Were they for you?
So you
I
can
love
blame your addiction on me.
I remember that.
Weren't those great? Because you could.
Oh yeah, I love those machines.
You have all kinds of weird shit in them too. Like it felt like a lot of times it was like non-standard stuff, like condoms.
It was like a condom, toothbrush, Reese's Pieces, and a sandwich
or breath mint.
There's never anything. It's a bunch of them.
Didn't it feel like something like it's like the equivalent of a flea market table, but in a machine?
Yeah, when they also always had the strength machine next to it, you gripped, but it was never on really.
Yeah,
we really need to get back to a world where we can have some games in the bathrooms.
In the bathroom?
I guess they're just thinking to you. Well, no, they used to have the games and inside the ladies' room. They'd have the weigh yourself.
Maybe I went to your restroom, not ours.
Things are weird in ladies' rooms.
There's a Pac-Man's in the ladies' room.
But you know what? You think about it. It's probably a very gross machine. You'd have to clean it a lot. So no, maybe we don't want games. You know, we all have our phones.
Is the brown button jump?
Okay.
Well, you women are complaining about bodily autonomy, but you guys have video games in your bathrooms?
No, I'm just saying they have the weigh yourself thing.
Oh, that's healthy.
I know.
You have a vending machine with Barbie dolls in there?
There's a little like incinerator in there. You can put your shoes in. So you can stay barefoot. Ladies, it's time to burn your bras and burn.
I would love an incinerator in a bathroom. That'd be so much fun. I would try shit in it.
Would you pee right in it?
Yeah. Oh, you definitely would. I would definitely. I want to see.
So you wouldn't.
You're gonna get electrocuted doing that.
And then shitting in an incinerator. Or
Yeah,
peeing
do you
in it?
remember? Did they do that on
Really,
Mythbusters?
probably either one.
I'm thinking
you're gonna
like
fall in
if
you try to shit in it, and you're gonna get electrocuted if you try to piss in it.
Kelley sounds like a parrot
Or
to
you
you
burn
right
yourself.
now.
If you pee in it, you'll burn yourself in the pee steam.
Ooh,
at best.
Yeah.
At best.
You make a good point. They're electric then.
We're not going to do it, is what we're saying.
Well, there's no public restrooms with incinerators in them, so I think we're safe.
It's probably a good reason.
Yeah.
You think there at one point there was, and it caused a big tragedy?
I think the tragedies are still ahead of us.
Wow.
We
Okay.
invest our money in the right places.
Just to have a black cloud over our neighborhood of burnt shit piss.
I invented the turd incinerator. Yes, I know. Very wealthy. It worked out very well for my family.
That's my review of Glorious. Thank you for your time.
It was good.
Thank you for your time.
All right. Freddie, get the wheel of fun ready.
Mm-hmm.
And I will read what the next movie is going to be. It's called
What Goes Up?
Spinning wheel.
Who Invited Them? It's on Shudder. Adam
Oh yeah, I saw this trailer.
Adam and
My
Margot.
fingers of a cat. My fingers of a talking cat.
Yes, a talking cat. Adam and Margot's housewarming party goes well enough, except there's this one mystery couple lingering after the other guests have left.
It's Kellyanne Conway and her husband.
The cool couple reveal themselves to be their wealthy neighbors, but as one nightcap leads to another, Adam and Margot start to suspect their new friends are actually duplicitous strangers with a dark secret.
I love duplicitous strangers. Balky by Taco Mo's cousin Larry.
Duplicitous stranger.
All right. Let's see who is going to be lucky.
It's the best 80s TGIF show.
Perfect Strangers?
Duplicitous strangers.
Duplicitous strangers,
It's
yeah.
Andy.
Yay!
So you're gonna watch that?
Yeah.
Okay, bitch.
I can't wait to ask that. Who invited them?
Who invited them? That's ironic that you chose that.
A talking cat.
And
A talking cat.
Our main attraction is Beatrice at dinner.
I know.
It's just.
Oh my God.
It's like almost like a theme.
Yeah, what a crowd.
There's dinner left and right.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Ooh, thunder.
Ooh, yeah.
Thunder.
That only happens when it's raining.
This is my dear friend Beatrice.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Beatrice is a healer. I do massage, sound therapy, Reiki.
This woman is a saint. It's like birds fly out of the sky and land on her shoulder. Aw, it's like Snow White.
Can I get another bourbon, hun?
Oh, no, Doug. This is Beatrice. She's staying for dinner.
Oh, you were hovering. I just figured you were part of the staff.
Do I know you?
Doug's famous. He's been on the news.
I don't know why. I think I know you.
Ever dance in Vegas? Thank you for having us at your stunning home. I couldn't be more pleased at how smoothly this whole process has gone. Alex, if any of those efforts were illegal, I do not know you, nor was I even here tonight.
Neither was I, and it's my house.
I would just like to say to Kathy and Grant, thank you for having me. When I first came to the United States a long time ago.
Did you come legally?
Yes.
Oh, this tenderloin was amazing.
So is the fish, so buttery. So, Doug, you build hotels.
I just own them.
I always had inside me the desire to be a healer.
Good for you. You're working. You're contributing.
We're going to South Africa in a couple of days. It's true what they say. Those animals would basically be gone if it wasn't for the hunting.
I don't consider it murder. It's like this original dance of man and beast, the struggle for survival.
Are you for real? You killed this animal?
Hey.
You think it's funny? I think it's sick. You think killing is hard? Try healing. You can break something in 2 seconds, but it can take forever to fix it.
Sounds like you have a pretty tough job.
I think that fate brought us together.
For what?
I don't know. Revenge, maybe? You think that you can hide up here behind these gates and that everything is gonna be all right?
The world doesn't need your feelings. It needs jobs. It needs money. It needs what I
The
do.
world doesn't need you.
Doug is a great philanthropist.
Shut up, Gauthier.
Hi, Chihuahua.
Okay, you're done.
Sorry. Thank you very much. What were you thinking? My relationship with that guy paid for this house.
I kind of feel like I don't even know you.
You don't know me.
This can't possibly end well.
So, Lewis, why Beatrice at dinner?
Well, like I said, I didn't really prepare that well this year.
You did fine.
But I really like this movie for the past couple of years, and I've always thought about how to bring it up, you know.
Yeah.
But I was when I started reading this, it kind of seemed kind of a different horror movie because because this one normal person is around these horrific rich people, and it's kind of like how she comes off. And I thought, and it's always shot that with her the last scene, I didn't really expect that what the movie does.
Right.
Yeah, me neither.
So I really think it was a pretty underrated film right now.
Well, it was a horror movie to me because that situation that she's put in. That is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, me too.
We said the exact same thing. Like that is just terrifying. And I mean, also like just, it's just those were
to be in a different. These are super fucking rich people. There's that layer that freaks me out. I don't want to hang out with those people.
The fact that they're strangers.
They're strangers. That's the other thing. And then there's this layer of she's a woman of color, and they are all white people. And that's that other layer of that is so. I was comparing the tension I felt watching this movie to Jaws. I thought they had an equal amount of tension, completely different movies.
Yeah. But the tension, I think in this director who's done a lot of great, really, really great TV work on a lot of great sitcoms. Like this is way darker than any of the sitcoms. Like he worked on New Girl and
who's the director?
Oh God. Yeah,
Miguel Bertetta.
Thank you. I had forgotten. But this is so much darker. Like, and if you've looked at I had never heard of this movie before we watched it. And by the way, I'm so glad you chose this, Lewis, because I
this is so
really
great.
loved it.
Yeah.
But if you just saw the placards or the lobby card, whatever the current equivalent of a lobby card is on streaming, where it's the big thing that fills your screen, but like it looks like as good as it gets, or any like Gary Marshall holiday movie. Like you would never guess from the way it's marketed that it is as deep as it is, and it has as much truth as it does. But like when Beatriz starts speaking truth, like that relieved a lot of the tension for me. It's like it was so fucking cathartic to have a working person be in a room with the people who own us, essentially,
and making them as feel uncomfortable as Beatriz is in that situation too.
And not caring that she did it.
Oh, she was so great.
She's
well, just even looking at that house, it made me feel gross.
Well, they make you feel a little sympathy with Connie Britton at
not
first.
the house, just that amount of wealth.
Yeah,
and
I agree with you, Andy.
Like excess.
Yeah,
just looking at it, it just makes me feel real uneasy.
Me too, because I'm like, I
unless
immediately.
It's the house from a talking cat.
They work hard for that house.
That house has put in a lot of work. Amy.
It really has. It has been the site. Oh, they used it for Ass Masters 13.
They did. That's no joke. And 1313? Anybody home or whatever?
I don't remember.
One of the ones Kelly watched, I think.
That's a super rich fake house.
Hello.
That I feel like is all right.
Do you remember the half a car couch from that house? And
we can't talk
anymore about Talking Cat. But Beatriz at dinner, at first you think her and Connie Britton have this real relationship, but then you realize that no matter how she frames it, the truth of the matter is she doesn't really know her.
It's never going to be equal.
It'll never be friends. Like you can't be friends with somebody who has that much power over you. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Right.
And then John Lithgow comes in and he's the guy who says the quiet part out loud. And he's really awful.
I feel like I have met people like him. Not quite as bad, obviously. I've never met an actual like big game hunter.
Yeah. Well, they're just so clueless and just so out of touch.
They are so willing to just be comfortable all the time. Now, listen, I get it. I'd rather be comfortable than uncomfortable. But the way they just turn a blind eye to everything because they can.
Well, I think the super wealthy are...
Oh, my white liberal lady shit is coming out, y'all. Watch out.
You're a mad lib.
Well, I do
right
think it's a lot of the rationalization, to excuse, the behavior of just, of being entitled. It's easy to rationalize. It becomes very Ayn Randy,
Yeah. Well, they think like, okay, it's all about consequences. And you see this a lot right now with all the hearings that have been going on. And there are people who are like, literally the reason we have laws there's a psychological thing out there of people like the character John Lithgow plays in this movie. Laws are to protect you from him.
Yeah.
And people like him, which in real life, those people are, well, we had one for president recently, and those are the people who consequences don't matter to them because they've never faced any.
No.
In any real way, ever.
Can I ask? I don't know how you guys want to structure the conversation. We can just freewheel it, but the end. What did she walk into the sea to die?
I think so.
I think she gave up.
I think she's just been so beaten down by life in general that this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
So
I felt like she had this she was her goat was murdered.
Right.
I think that was kind of the big straw that comes back.
Yeah.
She had all these things. Her practice and her therapy, and then it was she couldn't go on with that guy right thing. That she was too much.
Yeah, I also think like from thematically, it had to happen for the movie. I think like a martyr character like that is so important because
just wanted to see somebody get their comeuppance.
Well, if she had a happy ending, or if these guys had their comeuppance, the message of the movie is kind of what you want the audience to do when they leave.
It wouldn't be realistic because
right, and it's not just realistic, but you should feel it's a call to action.
Yeah, because like you said, those people don't face any consequences for their things, and people like her and people like us, we feel take the brunt of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like it's the classic theme of the poor always fight every war, even if it's a war on the economic front, and like you'll never have real agency ever. So like that's that thing that unless you take it, and that's kind of like this is a very like revolutionary angle in where she gives up, because when your character gives up at the end of a story, I think that's always supposed to trigger a call to action in the audience.
Well, she was such a good person, and she lost herself by allowing herself to have those thoughts of killing John Lithgow.
Yeah,
and I think that's what kind of finally broke her, because that's not her. That's not her.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
I didn't think about
she
that.
should have offered herself a little more grace.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, I think everybody has those thoughts.
Oh yeah.
But for her, she's just been such an empathetic person and tried to do the best thing, and
it overwhelms her.
She never allowed herself to go there.
Yeah.
Guapo keeps popping up. Like I've been trying to get. I got a picture of Guapo is like
he's popping up like a prairie dog. He wants me to pay attention.
He's like a corgi mixed with what?
We talk about it all the time. Loaf of bread.
With a loaf of bread, and he just will. Lewis, I'm looking at the Zoom meeting here on my iPad, but his head will just pop up behind the iPad periodically because he's standing on his hind legs.
Listener, it's so cool.
It's adorable.
He's a good man.
It is adorable.
All right, so this movie, I feel was this a play at any time?
No, it's an original movie.
Because it gave very play vibes. Because
it does have a very play vibe.
Right. It's very much we're talking in this room, and then all of us move to this room to talk, and then we move to this room to talk. And there's not like a lot of like movement or
heavily. I think it's heavily rehearsed. I think that's part of it. Like, and I love that sort of thing where. Like a bottle episode or whatever, the idea of taking your characters and giving them this very limited space to work in, but you get these actors like Salma Hayek and John Lithgow and Connie Britton,
Chloe Sevigny,
awesome.
Jay Duplass.
Every one of them is so good.
Yeah,
it was a really powerhouse cast.
Yeah, and they craft their performances. So those actors are like stage actors, like they craft, they know like when they figure out the scene, they've worked together. I'm going to cross here. I'm going to be in this corner. And I feel like this director just let them.
Well, this film was written and directed for Salma Hayek. Yeah. It was all around her as a character. So, it's Burn.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
Yeah. Who wrote this?
Yeah.
Mike White. Mike White.
That makes sense because he did The White Lotus from HBO, and it reminded me it's the exact same movie.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
It's like if Beatriz at Dinner was a TV series.
Oh.
It's real. It it hits you the same way at
Right.
the end. Like, damn.
Yeah, we've been watching Housewives right
Yeah.
before, so I feel like I was also
I was watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then we watched this, and Freddie's like, I'm glad we.
Do you get catharsis watching these rich people be as messy as?
Oh my God, yes.
I'm into it too, dude.
Money
honestly.
doesn't protect you from being a mess.
No.
Well, it's more like I can't look away from it. Yeah. The conspicuous consumption just makes me so fucking mad, but my body is like rewarding. Like my brain is making some chemical when we watch that, where it's like, you got to keep watching because sooner or later shit's going to go down. Shit's going to go down. The proletariat's going to eat them. Yeah.
Eat the rich. This is a very Eat the Rich movie. I hate watching John Lithgow be a villain.
He's so good at it.
He's so good.
He's a great villain.
Have you seen Raising Cain?
No.
I've been there. It's not good
the
chicken
fingers, goddammit. The movie.
It's so overrated. That chicken is dry.
I like the sauce.
Amy likes Zaxby's and
Amy
Cane's.
does not like Zaxby's.
She likes grease.
You like the
Amy's
sauce,
not disgusted by.
But you don't like the chicken. You go for the sauce. You don't go for the chicken.
Go for the sauce of the chicken. Everybody knows that.
Go for the sauce. You have the sauce.
I'm just saying, like, there's nothing white people love more than Raising Cane's. If Raising Cane's had the office night, it would that shit would shut down.
It's true.
Oh, we're out of mayonnaise. We gotta close up.
What was I gonna say?
Guapo's
John
in Amy's
Lithgow.
lap now.
I love him so much that it's hard to watch him be a villain.
Yeah.
Oh, your breath is villainous.
We gotta watch Raising Cain.
Guapo. Get it together, buddy. Say hi to Lewis. The listeners don't care about this. Go on, guys.
Yeah, I wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller.
Yeah.
Connie Britton is also one of my favorites. Freddie's
she's in White Lotus too.
Freddie said that he's just automatically on her side because it's Connie Britton.
Yeah, whenever Connie Britton's in something, I immediately am like, there's the person I'm going to identify with. And then,
but not in this.
And then at the point,
the people in this movie really made you hate them for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You couldn't really identify. You can't identify with any of these people except that you hate them.
Yeah.
And in a way, don't you also feel like, what's his name? He's in Search Party and At Home with Amy Series.
John Early.
John Early's character as the caterer is, you hate him too, even though he is one of us, but he's the guy who is like, complicit.
He's bought in. Well, see, here's the thing. They're all complicit.
He's just following orders.
Yeah.
I think the only person who is like a pure asshole is John Lithgow. I think everybody else at that party is complicit because it's easier for them.
Yeah, and they're incurious. Like, I've been thinking about that a lot. That have you heard that? Like and I don't know who said it recently. They said that like the biggest crime of anybody with power is to be incurious. You know
who said that? I cannot believe you're quoting that right now. It was fucking Lauren Boebert. I'm just kidding. It wasn't.
Okay.
She doesn't know what incurious
She doesn't know what incurious means. She is one of those people.
She's not curious enough.
Yeah. She was bi-curious.
So, okay, I'll start with Kelley. What would you have chosen, the fish or the beef?
The beef tenderloin.
Certainly the beef tenderloin.
The beef tenderloin.
Beef tenderloin. It sounded so good.
And I would have asked if I could double up.
Yeah. I would have been like, can I try both?
Yeah, Andy would have had both.
Lewis, what would you have
They
gone
would have
with?
definitely been giving me looks as well.
I just want a plate of vegetables.
Just a plate of vegetables. You're like, just like Beatriz.
And she's a vegetarian, so of course they're like, can you just bake her plate with some salad on it?
I mean, her name has beet in it.
What were you going to say, Kelley?
Different.
Oh no, I just was saying they would look at me, maybe not quite the way they look at Beatriz because I'm white. So they feel more related to me, but I would be so just, but can you please pass a jelly? Like it would be
record scratch.
It'd be like King Ralph.
Oh my God, we were just watching It's Always Sunny earlier in that episode where Charlie and Dee are like these rich people start like being interested in them, and it turns out it was just to make fun of them.
Well, not Alexandra Daddario.
No,
she was legit.
Oh,
And Charlie flipped the script.
Yeah, Alexandra Daddario, she's also in White Lotus.
Oh yeah,
Small world, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful boobs.
Now, Lewis, have to ask you a
True.
question.
Agreed.
And
I'm
eyes.
sure, like, you've been in that situation many times where, like, you're Beatrice, you're the only POC in the room, and they ask you where you're from.
Yeah.
Like, how do you approach that normally?
Sometimes it's like you try. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's sometimes you can't be your cowardice can get in front of you, you know.
Right.
Is it kind of like you feel like you have to be polite or something and kind of?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Because, you know, you have other people with you. You can talk because you're with them. But then you're with a bunch of people that are not they'll work, that's not for you. You kind of you quiet, you know, you come, you in your insular because it gives you so of you inside. It really depends. I don't have as much confidence as I would like, and now it's even different where it's hard for me to speak. So I would like to be have as much confidence. I just don't really think sometimes I can, you know, in people, but I can write fine. You know, I can talk about every, you know, everything I want to, but in front of people, it's hard.
I could imagine too that, like, and I don't know if you feel this way, Lewis, but I mean, we're all of a certain age now. And that pick your battles thing, where you're kind of like, I'm never going to convince somebody that this thing they're doing is so fucking rude, and I just give up on talking about it. Like if I, you know, as someone who's in the room, you know what I mean? You're just like, okay, fuck it. I know I don't like that person. Done.
I just prefer never leaving.
You just gotta like pick your battles.
Yeah. Right. I mean, do you do that? And I mean, like, have you gotten to the point where you're like, you should know by now?
Yeah. There's a incident at Horror Hound where these people were asking me like, "Hey, you like Chinese food?"
Oh my god!
It's like, or it started off as like, "Hey, you look like Glenn from Walking Dead."
Well, did they make you sign some stuff and then?
Yeah. and I charged them. Then like it's like, yeah, it's funny, but then it's like they talked to me about Chinese food, and at that point I was like, I'm so used to that. I was so used to that at that point where it's, and me yelling at them would have done nothing to change their minds.
Well, also you handled that really well, but also those people almost were an exemption because they felt like they were not connected to what's going on in the world.
And also like I can they would have seen me as the angry person as opposed to like me trying to educate them. So like you said, pick your battles, and it's not worth it for me to get angry about that. I mean, society has trained me to be polite and stuff like that. So
yeah, well, also it's just I'm kind of like health wise, you don't want to rile yourself up too much anyway.
Plus, like you never know how people are going to react to your
unless you want a relationship with someone. I think if you want to actually pursue a friendship with someone, you've got to dig into the dirt.
Yeah, if somebody was in my friend group that was like making those comments and stuff like that, I would definitely like speak up. But like a stranger passing the situation, I would have. It's not worth it to me.
Yeah, because what investment do you have in this person? Really,
it's not my job to educate people.
Yeah, it's our job to eat the rich.
Yeah.
Yep.
I bet they are rich.
They don't even look that
Fatty.
tasty.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They look stringy.
Stringy.
When I thought she had really stabbed John Lithgow in the
I
neck.
was like, no, girl, get out of there.
I was
Take
so
the knife with you.
But I was like, yeah, all right. Now who's next? And then I had to check this part of my brain.
A massacre.
Well, yeah, you're kind of like, oh, I hate these people so much. And then that's a brilliant thing because it makes you look at yourself the way she looked at herself.
The movie kept building and building and building. And you can slowly see her getting less patient.
She's had a few glasses of wine. Yeah. She had a little joint.
Yeah.
She was, which you think would make her nice.
Her
like,
goat had been murdered. So
but
also,
no.
you got to think like in that great line, and Lewis, I saw you post this on Facebook, that, it's all from one source, all this misery. I'm paraphrasing. And
it's John Lithgow.
The tears flow from the same source. Is that what she said?
Yeah. So, and I think she recognized, like you were saying too, Lewis, about once she compromised even in her own imagination, compromised her values that she had given up. And I think, they do a good job of making you feel like when she does in the scene, the dream sequence, the fantasy sequence where she stabs John Lithgow in the neck with the letter opener, you're like, I don't know. I was very thrilled for it. It felt like it was like I was on her side still. Like it wasn't like, now she's not this, I don't recognize this character anymore. I was still kind of like, yeah, fuck this guy, because what's going to stop him?
You let the world get you, man.
What's going to stop him if not Beatrice at dinner? You know what I'm saying?
When I thought it was real, I felt bad for her. Like I felt bad. Like, oh no, like this is now they're gonna, this is gonna ruin whatever, life she might have.
Oh, yeah.
Of course,
definitely.
Her choices even, but she chooses her own destiny, which goes in with them talking about her believing in fate.
Yeah. Did you did you have that moment too? Like I feel like he did a good job of the switcheroo where when you do see her come in, Connie Britton is crying and it's really feels like a real kind of tragic scene all of a sudden, even though you've hated this guy. It is literally in an instant. So I think like the power of that is that's how that shit happens in real life. People get so heated over something, they're willing to kill over it. Just like her goat in the beginning of the movie. Her neighbor, the thing that drove him to the most extreme thing he could do was the noise. And for her, it was much more reasonable. She had a much longer fuse, but she still had a fuse like everyone watching.
One of my favorite scenes was when the husband, Connie Britton's husband, is asking John Lithgow and the other dude, like, can I get you guys something to drink? John Lithgow's like, can you give me one of these? And as he passes by Beatrice, she's standing there with an empty glass of wine. And she goes, I'll take some more. And he stops for a second, like, bitch, I'm not taking. Okay, I guess you are a guest.
Yeah.
And like takes the cup, and I like went, yes, girl. There were a few moments where I asked girl.
It made me angry more than anything else in the movie.
But yes, it's the same like horror movie tension.
Yeah.
And there was some catharsis, but not enough. I don't know. I felt bad.
Was anybody else a fan of The Last Supper? Did you guys ever watch that from back in '95?
Oh, was that Cameron Diaz?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that movie.
Very similar. Yeah. Reminded me a lot. Not as deep, I think, as Beatrice's Dinner.
It's like tonally. They went for a more comedy route.
The director of that movie died last year.
Oh.
She was only 56.
It's too young. All right.
Oh, special shout out to Salma Hayek in those pants. If you want me, class, come on. Like I don't want to reduce
Alise
her.
pointed it out. She was like, "Damn."
I don't want to reduce her to just her body, but damn.
No, she's an amazing fucking actress. Also, that ass.
There were so many shots of just her ass.
I know there was so much ass, and those pants were supposed to be like, I'm wearing dowdy clothes, and I'm like, no, I say that ass.
And if any,
those bangs though, we can talk about.
She looked good she's so beautiful that she looked good in those bangs.
She could pull off the Courtney Cox Scream 3.
Yes,
2, 3.
It was almost like it felt almost like stunt bangs. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it was a wig.
Yeah.
Like she's like, still too beautiful. I guess give me Courtney Cox's hair from Scream 3.
But that ass, come on.
I know. She's so blessed. She's 50.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
If only. All right. Thank you, Lewis. Another wiener.
Yeah. This was great.
Don't think I ever watch it again though.
You're
'cause
gonna.
it's-
Yeah.
It's a one and done because I'll remember it because it's very effective, but it's so depressing.
I mean, if somebody were studying like acting, I think this would be a great one to watch. But yeah, I think that's the only reason I can imagine somebody revisiting it is if you really want to get into what the actors are doing.
And that ass.
And see more of Salma Hayek in the pants.
But definitely, if you are into this movie, check out White Lotus.
And if you're into White Lotus, check out this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of every show, we always say hi to our Beelzebubs. Again, patreon.com/NOTLP.
You know what we should do at the end of every show? We should be trapped by a Batman villain, and then you have to come back to the next episode to know whether we get out or not.
Alise.
I will see you soon, my love.
Lynn Walsh.
Lynn, get Commissioner Gordon on the phone.
From a land down under.
Alyssa.
I'm sorry, Dick has a piano recital tonight.
Branan and Emily.
Branan and Emily, come to Wayne Manor and we'll have a discussion about big game hunting.
Jeffel.
Oh, Jeffel.
Dustin.
Riddle me this, Justin.
Sorry, I just don't know how much he has in him.
I'm hungry, but I can keep doing Batman.
Iona Goodwin. Dr. Brian.
Dr. Brian is the most nefarious of all of Gotham's villains.
Bill, I'm going to see you here in a week. AKA Jerk Bitch Boat. Bill Farner.
Bill Batman.
Blake.
Batman.
Mark Watts.
Gotham's Prince of Joy.
Blayne Yogurt. Still?
Blayne. Our Blayne.
Jordache Jeans.
You see, that was a Bane joke.
Oh, God. Oh, we got it.
Blayne was Bane.
It wasn't subtle.
Will you put on your Jordache jeans and get out here? I was trying to do a thing. It didn't work, did it?
Do you think there's a pole he slides down into Jordache jeans real
Paul.
hard? Like Batman?
Hi, Paul. Jeremy and Cassie and Gamora.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Ernie.
Oh, you went sexy for a second.
Oh, baby.
Oh, don't do that to
Batman
Ernie.
to
Oh,
sexy.
Gamora.
Hey, now.
You big
We've moved on
mastiff.
to Ernie now.
Hey, Ernie. I had a
Dave Siebert.
mastiff with explosive diarrhea in there. Never seen anything like it in my life.
Michael Burns.
We're going to see him soon, too.
Yeah.
And
Can't wait.
Monica. All right, because Horror Hound Weekend is next weekend. We won't have a show next week, but we will be back the week after. Patreon.com/NOTLP if you want to see Origins and Tropicana, and by see I mean listen.
By sound, I mean smell.
And Lewis, you have a birthday in 2 days, right?
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I hope I have a wish for I hope for my birthday I get a stroke.
Get another punch on that card.
Just don't blow out the candle and then you'll never have another stroke.
You can find Lewis on Twitter at Lewis Fowler, LOUISFOWLER.
You can read his memoir, Stroke Book.
Lewis, I was supposed to tell you from my mom. She's loving Reservation Dogs and loved your review of it.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Mom's on your side.
Mm-hmm.
Moms.
You got all the
I bet
Ohio
moms love Lewis.
Choosy moms.
He's like the gist of people.
40 Helens love Lewis.
All right. We'll
What
see you guys.
about about the fifth dentist? Does he?
The fifth dentist.
So
The fifth dentist.
All right.
Next week, after next week, Arcado Assassino.
Oh yeah, we got to find that.
Yeah.
Figure out how to find that.
Well, we have time. We have time.
We'll probably find it at Horror Hound.
Shit.
Probably will. We'll buy it off of a bootleg booth.
Yeah, this was literally a DVD I picked up from like a Mexican store going out of business. So like,
we're gonna find it, no problem.
so I have a second pick if you don't have it.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, we'll
cool.
see how we do.
Was
Listener.
all Tuntun like 80% off?
It was like $1.
It was $1. All right. Thank you so
All right,
much.
Thank you so much, Lewis.
All right, y'all.
See you 2 weeks.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on Dawn of the Dead. And Igor made the nachos in a severed human head, and they enjoy the movie with their friends. David Kessler walks the streets of London on 4 legs, while high above him Ellen Ripley finds some funny eggs. And Freddie laughs at Nancy in her nightmares as she begs to have